Hey y'all, so I'm back. Um, to let y'all know. Oh, first of all, if y'all are out there, anybody listening to me, make sure y'all are staying informed about the election, not being lethargic. And I'm somebody, obviously, who has many political opinions, and I'm very involved, and I believe in changing history and that kind of thing. And I don't like to get into that too much here. Not because I don't want to, but have different segments in my life. But y'all, we are in a state of emergency, whether people want to believe it or not. And I certainly don't agree with the United States supporting Israel with weapons against Palestine. And that body count is inching closer and closer to 1 million people, based on sources that were not mainstream media. But we have a better chance convincing Kamala to stop, because even when that Hamas attack happened, she was the one, and she slipped up. It's one of those dog whistles. I don't think she did it on purpose, but when they were like, well, yeah, the U.S. should intervene on behalf of the Jewish people of Israel, and she was like, yes, and we are. But we can't forget that the Palestinian people are people. That's not the kind of thing you slip up and say, even though her husband's Jewish. That's not the kind of thing you slip up and say because you 100% agree with the colonization. My point being, she actually is the most qualified person in this race. Donald Trump hasn't been elected to lead nobody's fucking PTA. Okay? Let's go and get that straight. And since it's always like, well, it was about experience. They need experience. And that was such a big thing when Barack Obama was running. If senators don't go into the presidency all the time. And if experience is based on somebody who has done the fucking job before and has been in the Oval Office, it's Kamala. So let me just give you this, Barack. Because people were going in on you. All it is, well, we need an open process, this, that, and the other. And I think Kamala's going to get the delegates or whatever, Democratic National Convention. But motherfucker, you got your fucking nerves to come out like that, knowing the kind of situation we in and your own fucking arrogance. And yeah, I do mean arrogance. The grace that black people gave you after you showed up at the National Urban League talking about some take off your house shoes and put on your marching shoes, talking down to black people over and fucking over again. And we gave you passes because we understood that they were attacking you because they were attacking us. Black people don't vote for everybody black. We ain't voting. We wasn't fucking with Herman Cain. We ain't fucking with Tim Scott. Don't try to act Clarence Thomas. It's not like black people just support people because they're black and because they're Democrats. But I know the shit that's about to happen to her, and it's already started happening. It's happening to her, and it's nasty. Not because they see her as an Indian woman, although her mother is Indian, but because they see her as black. And blacks dipped, okay, an AKA and Howard University graduate. And I remember when Barack Obama won, and it was around the AUC, the Atlanta University Center. And I remember my homeboy from Morehouse was like, yeah, but I'm waiting for the real black person, the one who pledged Kappa and went to a HBCU. Okay, well, now you got that in the form of a woman. So I want people to miss me with the bullshit. And if one more dumb ass man talks about the way she laughs and said, what the fuck is it to you? Donald Trump giggles like a goddamn schoolgirl. And we gonna take China. Like somebody's struggling through puberty. So what if you don't like the way she laughs? Fuck you. I'm telling you, people come after black women. And once again, it ain't even that I'm so gung-ho calm. I am very clear. I'm voting against something. But I think Kamala, despite, y'all know how I feel about that truancy shit she pulled. But also that she was one of those people who in her position did go to meetings with specifically about black women who were being, not black women, black girls who were being trafficked as a result of dropping out of school. So that says to me, and these were like small nonprofits, that still said to me that there was an attempt to maybe rectify or at least understand where she had fallen short. And this was not with political pressure, because we know she would not have gone damn short to no small nonprofit where they were trying to protect black girls who were not getting their education regularly because they're on a track under the age of 18. if this was just about sex trafficking. They would have gone to one of them larger one of those larger nonprofits that help a majority of white women or foreigners. So I'm willing to give her grace. And quite frankly, even if I wasn't, the same reason why I went up for Joe Biden, that motherfucker Trump is dangerous. And he has shown us already. We already got proof. Anyway, I told y'all I would report back. But this is serious. I told y'all I would report back. So I went to the Queens or R&B tour at Madison Square Garden last night. I'm gonna be honest. First of all, I am exhausted, y'all. I am tired. But not from the concert. Well, on top of the concert. But, you know, I'm working, you know, Monday through Saturday. Until next week. So, I'm just tired. But, I'm going to give it to y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Before SWV and Xscape even came on stage, I felt like I had already gotten my money's worth. Those tickets were not expensive. Okay? And I honestly should have stuck with my gut and set up in the, like, theater rafter seats in the Madison Square Garden. But anyway, me and a buddy went. And let me tell you, I got more than I bargained for. I just figured they would have, like, some little basic opening acts. But I really didn't think it was going to be, like, a show. The Queen's R&B I just thought was about SWV and Xscape. Baby. So the show opens up with a group. Candy introduces a group that she's been training or whatever. Their name is Siren with a P. Okay. I will say this. The young ladies, but they had amazing fucking vocals. I think they may have sung one song that was there, so they did like some real old school R&B hits with their performance, which was fine. But they were still wearing outfits like TLC and no scrubs. And I appreciate the inspiration, but Candy is probably not the person you want to take fashion advice from. But anyway, no. They could definitely do well. We're not at a time where groups are singing anymore. People are much more individualistic. But them vocals are no joke. The OMG girls. I can't give them too much because I went to go get a margarita and use the bathroom when I heard they were coming. But may the Lord bless you real good. Anyway, then I got, mind you, this is what I was expecting. And I was like, okay, we're going to get to the show. Because it started at 7, but you know, they divas with a lowercase d. They not divas like Beyonce said the show starts at 7. And then she come on stage exactly at 9. And everybody know that they know. But me, I was out there even before anybody hardly could get in there. Because I was just like, I ain't going to be like, ain't nobody going to be in my way at Beyonce's concert. My 1-year anniversary is coming up on the 31st. Anyway, but this was a good fucking show. So I'm thinking, okay, Xscape and SWV about to come out. No, we get total. I said, y'all better quit fucking playing with me. Okay, and I said to my friend, she's older or whatever, and I said, and there 3 of them. And she was like, yeah, I think one is like a pass it on now. But let me tell you something. One of them that was up there, her weave, when I tell you, that black wig she had on was everything. It was everything. And when I say them vocals were clean and clear, they were straight fucking getting it. Okay? So I was like, maybe that's why they call it the Queens of R&B tour, because there's like 3, that's what I'm thinking, 3 R&B groups. And some of y'all probably be like, you didn't Google this? No, I didn't. Because that was like R&B, and I just knew I would like a break in the middle of the week. So, and only in the summertime can I get away with going to a concert. On a Wednesday night, on a school night. They straight killed that shit. Okay? 702. Where my girls at? From the front to back. Unless you're feeling that. Put one hand up. Can you repeat that? Tell us. See, I don't need that. So don't play yourself. Yes. 702 straight killed it. Mila, because I know her name from R&B Divas or whatever. She is so incredibly gorgeous. It's unbelievable. Not unbelievable, but she's just so pretty. She's so pretty. Her skin is so clear. She's so well taken care of. Like you can tell she takes care of herself. The other woman was there. I don't know her name, but they did a little dedication to Irish. We all know who passed away from 702. It was classy. They were singing, and they had sets. It wasn't like they just came there saying 1 or 2 songs they got off stage. It wasn't even like that. They didn't even treat them like that, right? So I was was only expecting to see maybe an opening act. And once again, I mean, it's Xscape and SWV, heavy on SWV, but they got hits, SWV. No. Then it was like, oh, you know, we got surprises and stuff, people showing up. You know who we get? Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Motherfucking legend, MC motherfucking Light, okay? And let me tell you something, and I realized when she was on that stage, I said, damn, you know who MC Light looks like, the way her hair was cut and everything? Or this person looks like her, but whatever. Jada Pinkett. Because I kept saying, dang, she look. Let me tell y'all something. I didn't grow up on MC Light's rap. Like, I knew stuff because, you know, people would remix it in the snippets. But that's another one who has taken care of themselves. And the things I have seen her act in, going back, way back. And if you remember this show called For Your Love that was on the WB, you all right with me. But she played on different stuff, and she was always like a good actor. I liked MC Light. And I liked her more as documentaries went on, what she tried to do. But I didn't grow up on her like that. But she gave a good show. She was straight spitting, kicking. Apparently, she got a new single with Queen Latifah. And when she walked up on stage, she said, if y'all take pictures and videos, send them to me, tag me, because I repost. I said, all right, sis. But it was good. It was good. I felt good that I got to see a legend in action. But let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you what I didn't know. And I know there's probably somebody out there that's been to this concert and said, damn, you stupid. Okay? But not knowing. And let me tell you something. The concert structure was very organized. It was not boring. It wasn't just like, oh, well, let's lights up and play something until this. No, it was very succinct. It was organized. We were like, it was nice. It was really nice. The next person, when I tell you, part of my coming of age, that 5th, 6th grade time where I'm trying to figure out who I am and starting my period and stuff, you know, Destiny's Child at the top of that list. You know who came on stage? Now, this is when I said I already got my money's worth. Maya. Let me tell you something. One thing, I was like, damn, Maya got a lot of hits. I said, I remember all of these. That's another one. She has aged not at all. She is absolutely beautiful. She is wearing outfits. She's not stuffed into it. She ain't got a waist trainer around and trying to look like, no. She is beautiful, well done, and everything. And I kept thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? And I'm sure Maya made different decisions about her life. But I'm just saying, she had a certain look. Maya, Beyonce, and there's one more from that time. Not Aaliyah. Because God rest her soul, I'm not going to start. But I think she would have fizzled just because she was good at pop. But her vocals and her epic is not like Beyonce's. And Beyonce outworks everybody. Hard work beats talent only when talent doesn't work hard. And Beyonce is somebody who understands hard work along with her talent. It's impossible to be her. And I think maybe A. Marie or somebody would be up there. Because they all have a similar look that could have gone. And I think they made different decisions for their life. She sounded just like she did on the radio. It was good. You know, my song is Case to the X. What you gonna do when you can't say no, when you really like the show? I really need to know. And because I can't really sing. So I'm rapping it. Okay, so we get all that, right? I'll be moving on. All the fucking hits. The one with Beanie Man. Then there was like, whoa, you know, I forgot I even knew the words of these songs. And a lot of the R&B songs, like I told you, my friend is, you know, she's older, about some years, or a decade, and some years. No shade to her. Okay, but I was like, you know, a lot of these R&B songs I learned, not so much because I grew up with, like SWV I remember hearing, Xscape I remember hearing, especially with my older cousins when they would take me like in the car and stuff. But people like Total 702, my mother, a lot of these songs I learned from Tom Joyner. Okay, and I know I can't be the only millennial who had a mama listening to Tom Joyner in the morning. Kevin Smiley would come in with his news briefs. With that other guy, I forget. But anyway, I learned a lot of R&B from times during his radio station, not just in the morning, but when they would have the quiet storm at night and shit like that. So that's how I picked up a lot of my old hits. Like my mother loves R&B, so I picked up a lot of that. Anyway, then Maya's not done. You know who the fuck she brings out? Y'all ain't ready. Because I wasn't ready. I ain't see this coming. And shit, she said that and said y'all weren't ready. Motherfucking Cisco from Drew Hill. Y'all remember that song they had together? I can't really remember because I just had, you know, food and wine, but they were straight killing it. And they was doing their little sexy dances and everything. That shit was hot. And they didn't look like old people trying. Like, even Maya was on stage at one point. They brought out a stool, and she was like, but you could tell it was me. And she was like, I'm in my 40s, so I'm just going to sing this. And I just appreciated that so much. And she looked amazing. She don't look near nobody's kind of 40. All right, but I loved it. Like when I say this was a good show, it was a really good show. And it was better than I even anticipated. Because I like R&B. I would have liked it regardless, but definitely it was a good show. So we're not even at SWV Xscape. No. So they were like, oh shoot, we got another surprise. I'm like, okay. So somebody comes out on stage and they rapping something, but I can't really hear it. And I'm like, who is that? And I looked at my friend and she was like, I don't know. And I didn't realize it because of his hair that I haven't got used to in my mind, even though it's been like this for some time. Fucking T.I. I said, shout out to the motherfucking A. Him, he's out there, he's rapping, he takes a second. Eris comes out there and sings, but she's singing like she was like getting it. And I'm not talking about like, no, it's just because she's little, so we clapping for her. Like, no, she can sing and she's young. So it was cute. It was cute, and it was, maybe that's a way to make her feel comfortable on stage, singing as long as she has like a parent there. And I applaud them because this is not, you know, I do have my suspicions about all these accusations. I do not think they're innocent. No, I do not. But I'm just making a point about the kid because the baby ain't got nothing to do with this. I will say this. I do think that there's something, I'm sure that's safe for her knowing that her parents are on stage with her. And I applaud them for not putting her on there by herself and then kind of watching and making her tough it out, because that's what will help her. Anyway, all right, so then we get Xscape and SWV. They have this whole like kind of dramatic video with Lim from Soul Food, the TV show, not the movie. And they at some casino. They doing some secret shit. It ain't really make no sense. But I know Destiny's Child learned from SWV, but Beyonce clearly taught them. They doing like the dramatics in between. Nevertheless, we gonna move on. But it was cute enough. They come out together. They present themselves together. Where should I begin? So Xscape, we all know, has hits. Candy led a lot of solos to these songs. She did a lot of solos. She did just as well as I expected her to. Actually, I don't give a fuck. She did just as well as I expected her to. Candy cannot sing. Candy with that vibrato sound, it was real. Like, I'm just like, she's not a solo artist. She's not. Now, I'm not saying she can't make and produce a solo record, but my idea of a solo artist is somebody who can give you bops and hits without you struggling to try to make it seem like it sounds like something it's not. No, thank you. Okay? No, thank you. No, thank you. All right? So, but she was in the middle, and we can say what we want about Latasha, because Latasha is clearly not good for a group. She is toxic. She's clearly in a marriage where the man is controlling, and I want to give her some grace, even though Rocky and Shippin', I don't like to beat up on women in situations like that because they already know it's bad. And I think a lot of times they double down in public because of the shame. So I'm not going to give her too much. But let me tell you what Latasha can do. Latasha can sing her motherfucking ass off. And so can her sister Tamika. And speaking of Tamika's, the next one, Tiny can blow. But I've noticed, I don't care what people have said, like in terms of like on TV behavior, Tiny did not strike me as, I get that people may think she's country, but I always found her individual poise and calmness in her reasonable behavior admirable. I have to be honest, really, because when she does raise her voice, it's either because other people are talking And when she has gotten mad, it's like after violation, 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 violation. So like, I don't watch BT. I have a problem with BT trying to be quote unquote inclusive from like the year 2000. Okay, I have big BT when Robert Johnson sold it. But I remember hearing about the show she had with Toya. And I, of course, never watched it, but in terms of having seen them on like radio shows or whatever, on YouTube, I remember saying, why did they say that about them? Your circumstances were your circumstances. Growing up, what you come from is what you come from. And I don't think, no, you should forget everything. But I find their poise, even both of them. And I don't know much about Toya, but still, I find that kind of behavior and willingness to engage with people in a way that is not abrasive very admirable. But Tiny can, but I say that to say, I think she's more humble than most. And Tiny, if Candy wants to solo, let her have him. Latasha, I'm not Latasha. Tamika can sing all Latasha's parts. And she sang the fuck out of them. Candy, it seems like they were just like, fuck it, we're going to make this money, go on the road, but we're going to let Candy have these solos because that's what she wants. Candy is not a solo singer. She is a fucking amazing songwriter. She is not a singer. I don't give a fuck. All right. Eris came out, though, at one point, when they were singing the song, Understanding. Now, that is my shit. Now, that ain't my shit like My Little Secret is my shit, okay? And Tamika, other Tamika, known as Tiny, y'all killed that shit, okay? But Eris took one of the verses, and she sung better than Candy. This little girl ain't even out of elementary school, and she didn't sing better than Candy based on a kid's level. She sung better than Candy because she sung better than Candy. Anyway, but she sung her verse and it was like not, like you can tell Tiny had her in the studio making sure she understands ranges. And she still sounded like a little kid. She wasn't dressed like, like some people kind of exploit it. No, she really, like a little girl who sung and like you can tell, like, she did that. But I'm going to tell you what was weird for me. They sing Understanding and they bring their families out. So Candy brings 3 of her 4 kids because Ty's daughter is her daughter. But she wasn't there for whatever reason. And Riley may have only just been there because it's New York and I think she lived or went to NYU or something like that. I don't know, I stopped watching Real Housewives of Atlanta back, since it stopped being good. But Riley was on there and Candy had her 2 little kids on stage. Tiny only brought out Eris, even though we know her oldest daughter, Azani, from OMG Girls was there. And then Latasha brings out like her 2 children or whatever. And they're singing Understanding. They're kind of doing like a family act. And to me, I just found it weird. Not for Eris to be out there because she sung like an actual verse. But it was just like, this is a song about like your lover not understanding you. And y'all are trying to make it into... This is grown people's minds. And even though the DJ kept over and over again, if you 35 and up, and he only said it like twice the whole night. If you 35 and up, make some noise. After that, it was just, if you 40 and up, if you 45 and up, if you 50, if you 60 plus, and Madison Square Garden's going crazy. Even I was considered young for that crowd, and I'm 36. But I love me some R&B, anyway, now, I thought that was a little weird because that's my song. My Little Secret. Just know I got my life. Tamika. Shout out to you. Shout out to that hair. You was sport and you all right with me. Okay. SWV did not fucking disappoint. Okay? When I tell you they was fucking killing it. In sync order. And I'm going to tell you. And I noticed this on the show, but once again, we're watching the show. SWV is full of 3 grown women. And by grown women, I mean they realized that petty shit they did. Please don't worry about the balloons in my background. Student gave this to me at the end of the year, and I haven't popped them yet, just because it was sweet. What was I saying? Grown women who are mature enough to know what they can and can't do, not with that petty beat. And I'm sure, and they had it. My point is, when you mature and grow, you know what you got to do to make your money. I say that to say there were quite a few instances where Taj would grab the mic and rap. That's something she does. And I remember her saying, you know, I'm not really a solo singer. Lily would say that too, you know, or I'm the dancer or whatever. Like, they understood a group dynamic. And then Coco really had the vocals. And Coco has the motherfucking vocals. I ain't sitting up here saying that they can't sing background and stuff like that. But what I mean by maturity is it no longer became about me. Like the way I feel like Candy is trying to like make sure Latasha knows that she can sing. And Latasha could be the most toxic person in the world. And we saw her ridiculous behavior. And yes, I do believe she stole her sister's money. But Latasha can sing her fucking ass off. Candy cannot. I also likewise noticed, and I really like Taj. She reads well on TV and stuff like that. And even with the concert. Like, I believe she's a great wife. I believe she's a great mother and stuff. Like, I don't feel like her, like, doing sexy stuff sometimes makes her something that she's not. Like this is what I mean by grown women. You can see them, know that they have their families and that kind of thing, but they weren't on stage or anything like that. Like, once again, Xscape had their set at SWV and it was switched, you know, every 2 songs or something like that. It was really nice. I say all this to say, and when I say Coco can sing, Coco can motherfucking sing. She did If Only You Knew by Patti LaBelle. And you know, people can't pull off no Patti LaBelle shit. I think you can pull off Aretha better than you can Patti LaBelle, but just because of the uniqueness of her pitch. She killed that shit. Yup, they did Rain Down on Me. They was straight killing it, right? I'm gonna get to my jam, okay? They did Downtown. They were like, you know, we stopped for a little while or whatever singing this, but you know, we kind of embraced who we are. And I was like, good. And I remember them saying that, like, we don't mix gospel and R&B in their show. And I can understand that. But they did come together with Xscape and sing like maybe like 2 gospel songs. But when they came out, they had changed their outfit. And they changed their outfits quite a bit. But they changed their outfits. They were much more conservative. They were still fashionable. But they, like, you know, came either down to the ankle or over their knees. It was nice. They didn't come out in, like, church clothes. But they were clearly making an effort not to disrespect that audience or whatever. And it was I don't like to mix my R&B and gospel, so I understood and respected that when they didn't do it before. But it's a little much for me to do that and then go back to, like, you know, drunk twerking. Anyway, so I just kind of sat still and caught my breath and hydrated while they were doing that. Anyway, hopefully you know answer. But what I am gonna say is that I came to the understanding in the process of watching them. Amazing group, Coco's vocals. I could totally understand though, because I was thinking about this, why Coco wanted to be solo and why she didn't want to be around them for some years. I know they were all growing. I know they were all going through their own stuff, especially considering that show. They all had their own traumatic instances, and Coco was very honest about mental health issues and things like that. And so that is not the judgment. But Coco is such an incredible singer and sung every fucking single solo. And I kind of thought, even as I was enjoying it, I was like, damn, that's a lot of work on one person when it's supposed to be a group. And once again, I'm just saying I can understand how somebody, in the grand scheme of performing and making money and the process of having to get choreography and things like that, I understand how you could feel exhausted and overwhelmed when you're kind of carrying the group with vocals. I understand how somebody could feel that way. I do. And I'm not even, this is not to blame Lily or Taj or anything, but I could totally understand why she would need a break from these motherfuckers for some time, okay? I'm just going to say that. And Coco rocks that fucking shortcut. Coco, you did that shit. You did that. And I encourage, stay in the show, SWV. I looked at my friend, I was like, So many people were starting to leave, and I understand it's Madison Square Garden, whatever, you got to get back on the train. Fuck it. I was like, I done made it this long. I was staying in here week. Not only did they do week, they did the song Anything. Okay? The one that has Wu-Tang on it. I'm so glad I didn't leave with other people trying to hurry up and get out to the arena. You know who they brought out? Motherfucking fine ass Method Man. And he was straight killing and they were bopping. Taj took a piece and was rapping with him. That shit was fucking fire. Okay? I know Method Man said I can't do this Gen Z shit, but I'll damn sure show up at Madison Square Garden for SWV and do my shit from the Wu-Tang Clan. Oh my gosh. When I tell y'all that show was fucking fire, it was organized, it was well put together. I got more than my money's worth. I'm gonna keep it real because I don't pay a lot of money for tickets. Even with Beyonce, you know, I paid like $300 for my ticket, and I think I had excellent seats in Jet Stadium. I only paid like $137 for this, and I got multiple R&B stuff. Like, it was just so incredible. So I just want to say this: if it hasn't been in your city yet, and you thinking about going, trust me, go. Trust me, go. It was really worth it, and I had a good time. Middle of the week on a school night, and knowing I had a job, I gotta work 6 days a week this summer. But I am so grateful that I went, and so I just want to share that with y'all. Once again, you know, y'all support Kamala, okay? Because we black women, and there's some shit that only happens to us, and it only happens to us because we're black women. And this election is way too serious, and Donald Trump is a threat. And the fact that Kamala is like, okay, we agreed to a debate September 10th. Now he's trying to backpedal. Kamala gonna wipe the floor with him, okay? Now we know that ain't necessarily a vote at the ballot box, but let me tell you something. It's something I will play over and over and over again, okay? And something I'll try to pray because I'm gonna learn from her. But anyway, y'all have a good time. I just want to let y'all know what my experience was, but it was wonderful. It was what I highly recommend this concert. Okay, I'll see y'all soon.